This is what the professionals do so well and never get out of position early in the takeaway. Often amateurs don't follow this and their takeaway is out of line before waist height, and it leads to so much inconsistency. But my two-step drill will get you back on track and avoid the need for those later compensations.
Hey everyone, it's Gavin here from Your Golf 360. And I was playing with a friend recently who told me his game had been all over the place. Good shots, followed by bad shots, and he couldn't figure out why. But when I watched him on the first hole, the problem became very clear. He was already out of position by the time he got to waist height. And here's the thing, if your takeaway is wrong, your entire swing is just a chain reaction of compensations. If we nail the first move, the rest of the swing can fall into place.
Today we're covering why your takeaway controls your whole swing, the number one mistake I see that kills consistency, my simple two-step drill, and the one detail most golfers miss that makes change actually stick. Let's fix this from the very beginning.
Now, before I dive in, if this is your first time here, I would really appreciate a like and subscribe. It helps me reach more golfers like you.
Now, if your swing thoughts usually skip right over the takeaway, I want you to pause and really consider this.
Your takeaway doesn't just start the swing, it sets the tone and template for everything that follows. Now, the best players in the world get this. Their first move puts their club on plane immediately. And that one move makes that whole swing more easier, free of compensations. And I'm guessing that, like me, you want a swing that holds up under pressure and one that's actually repeatable. And that starts right here. Now, the main mistake I see is a takeaway where the hands move away from the body, the club head flips inside, you're off plane, and the club face moves open. And this creates a chain reaction. Backswing gets too flat, your arms get pulled across your body, and you get stuck behind your ball and rely on perfect timing with this late save to save this shot. Or you end up making this steeper correction, neither of which are sustainable, and they're definitely not consistent. Now, while that is the most common mistake I see in this move away from the ball, there is other variations of poor takeaways. But the good news is the drill that is coming up will work for everyone, regardless of the position you find yourself in the takeaway. Now, before we fix this, I want you to know I'm offering you all a free personal swing analysis where I can check this takeaway specifically, plus the downloadable practice plan from everything in today's video, and I'm going to share details with you at the end. Now, the fix for this isn't complicated, but it starts with understanding what actually on plane means. Your takeaway should match the angle of the shaft, which is set at address. So picture a line running up your shaft, and your club face should track right along that line, not overly inside or outside of that. So the club head stays outside the hands. There's none of this roll or flip. And it combined with that, your body stays connected. And you get this right and you eliminate these compensations before they start. Your body stays in sync and you're in a position to build on this for the rest of the swing. Okay, so now time for the change. And we're going to split this into two sections. Step one sees the hands move opposite the right leg. And step two takes the lead arm parallel to the ground. Now, to get this right, we're going to build a practice station. So I want you to take two alignment sticks, place one behind the ball pointing towards your target, and the second one goes between your ball and your feet, which is parallel to your target line. And finally, I want you to take a small towel and place it in your back pocket. So what we're looking to do here, we want to feel that we're moving everything together in this initial takeaway. The club, the hands, the body. Everything's moving together until you feel your left hand is brushing that towel in the back pocket. And this keeps you connected. From this setup to this position, your hands have actually moved closer to your body as they've tracked on this small circle. And at the same time they've done that, I want you to feel that the club head has moved down this alignment stick behind the ball. The club head has stayed outside the hands following the alignment stick, and your face angle is on the same angle that your back is on. And this will feel completely different to what was happening before. And this is exactly what we want. Before, you'd have seen the butt end of the club moving out, pointing more towards the target, the arms getting disconnected. And if you're still struggling with this, a super simple drill is to move the club and place it into the belly button and practice this first move from here. Again, it seems so simple, but if you've not been doing this and been getting out of shape here, you need to start with the change, and this is a great way to go about it. So step one is now complete. So now we're going to move on into step two. Now here, I want you to continue till your lead arm is parallel with the ground. Your body will keep rotating, but your hands and wrists will have helped move the club. So the hands are opposite the center of the chest, and the wrists have worked in a way so that the angle of your club is completely different. We now want to see the bottom of the club pointing down to this second alignment stick between the feet and the ball. Before, in the old takeaway and this flatter swing, the club would have moved into a different position and the bottom of the club would have been moving outside the ball. So the big checkpoint here is your bodies continue to rotate, your hands are opposite the middle of your chest, the club is pointing down to this first alignment stick between the feet and the ball, and this lead wrist has stayed nice and flat. So the comparison now, this is what we want to see, and the club is still on plane. And we're able to continue the swing without any of the compensations we needed to make before, compared to the old position where we were already out of here, and then the compensations then needed to be made by the time you get back to the ball. Okay, now there's one more point I want you to focus on so we can really nail this new takeaway and we can really make this new takeaway stick. And it's something that a lot of golfers forget about when they're looking to make changes here. If you watch my elbows in the old takeaways, you'd have seen a lot of daylight between my arms very early. My left elbow lifts, everything disconnects. Unless you fix this, you can't make the other changes stick. So what I want you to feel as the club moves away, you're keeping these arms connected. There's no daylight visible from behind. This right elbow stays slightly higher than the left. And in this first movement, we keep the left elbow pointing towards the left hip, rather than the old habits where it's moving out and away. As much as we're looking to use the steps that we did before and make the changes there, if we're not changing how the elbows are moving, you're going to really struggle to form this new takeaway. And remember, real change feels exaggerated. If the change feels slight or subtle, you're probably not exaggerating it enough or changing it enough. But my great news is once my students nail this part and step two, they can get the club back to impact a lot easier. They don't need the compensations like they needed before. Now, in your next practice, start with pauses at each checkpoint and do this several times throughout your session, and then start to blend them together. Don't worry if it feels strange, because that means it's starting to work. But as with most changes, you need to break it down with pauses and at slower speed to start with. And while you're doing this, don't look to push for too much distance. And also, you don't need to do this with hitting balls every shot. Have plenty of practice swings as well. Changes are so much easier to make when there's no ball to hit. Now, if you're not sure if this is your issue and you want me to take a look at your swing, no problem. Click the link below for details on how you can take advantage of my swing analysis. Completely free, completely personal, no commitment, no catch, just feedback to help you move forward. But this offer won't last forever, so don't miss out. Click the link below. And to help you remember everything we've covered today in today's video, I put everything into a downloadable video PDF. It includes all the swing changes, the practice drills, all the keynotes from today's lesson, and it's in the second link below. Go and download it now. And remember, if you want a swing that holds up under pressure, you have to build it on this stable foundation. Commit to this new takeaway and rehearse it properly. Feel the connection every time you move the club back. This is where real consistency starts. And if this has helped you, please hit the like button and subscribe. And if you know someone who's struggling with this area in their swing, please share this with them. And drop any questions in the comments. I read every one and I'll get back to you. Tell me your biggest swing issues or share what you've been working on and where your improvement's been coming. Building this community where we help each other improve is what this channel's all about. And remember, there's very few quick fixes in golf, but there is smart practice with the right guidance. So until next time, I'm Gavin from Your Golf 360. Now go and build that foundation.